Hello everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be talking about the US30, and I kind of stumbled on this because I watched a couple videos and I saw a couple people talk about it, and I wanted to experience that trading with the US30. So what I ended up doing, without doing really any research on how volatile it is, I did this on a very small account. And I experimented with it, and at the start of it, I was in profit, but then it started to go against me. So what I did, I took a little bit of a loss after experimenting with US30, after not knowing what I was doing. And then after that, the next day, yesterday, I practiced trading it on a demo, and then with more of a balance and more of a strategy. Since I understood how volatile it was, I then wanted to go and practice and demo to see if on the next day I could do better. And the next day I did a lot better after I understood how volatile it is. So I went and at the same time I actually found a new strategy that works really well. This is a indicator, which is really, it's a free indicator, and it's pretty much my favorite indicator, and it really helps when you're trading the US30 because it pretty much shows you all the good moments to getting in with the trade. So this is something I'm definitely going to be going over for the next couple of days. I want to go over the strategy and trading it with the US30. And then once I go over a couple strategies with the US30, I'm going to teach the strategy with some of the other assets out there. But first I want to go over how to do this with the US30 because I only had really time to practice it yesterday on demo. And I'll show you my demo, but I did really good. You know, after that day of doing it on the live account and I did it on demo. When I did it on demo, I didn't have a loss. I actually was in profit. So I did good when I was on demo. So I want to kind of teach this strategy. It works really well for the US30. The strategy that I'm going to teach works really well on, my opinion, it works really well on the 1 hour or longer time frames. For me, it doesn't really work that good on shorter time frames. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to be just teaching it for like the 1 hour chart. And I'll teach you. And I got a couple strategies of how I'm going to be, teaching how to trade the US30. It works really well. This strategy, I think, works really well. But anyway, let me show you how I did on my demo account, and then I'll show you the strategy on how to trade the US30 with this new indicator that I found. Okay, so just ignore the negative $1,000. This is a demo account. And, I left something running and I forgot about it. So that's why I'm negative 1,000. What I want to show you is the results from doing the US30. This is from yesterday, doing it on a demo account. You see right here, I did a point. Let's see, which one was that? How my lot size? My lot size. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're done saying what my lot size was. But I made about 169 here. I made 169 there. I believe that's from one lot size. 84 there. And $20. And 111. Yeah, so that was how I did yesterday practicing on demo. It was a 111, 20, 84 and $169 and $224. So I did pretty well yesterday with this strategy. So what I want to do is kind of teach you guys how to apply the strategy. Now, real quickly, I'm going to be teaching you, because I've made videos about this. Basically, you have to set it up with your linear aggression candles, and I've made videos about it. So instead of talking about it here, I'll go in my description. My description will show you how to set up the linear candle strategies, just to keep this video short. But you want to set up your linear candle strategy. I also have it set up with the 9095, which I have it set on, with Ghost Market Pro. But if you don't have Ghost Market Pro, you basically have to go to CM. You go to CM, EMA, trend bars, and you're going to do it twice, and you're going to punch in 90, 95, and that'll give you something close to what you got up here. The 9095 gives you pretty good. It acts pretty much as areas of bouncing with the candles, so you're able to see, areas that the candles will bounce from. It usually happens. If you see that, see whatever that line is, it'll usually bounce once it reaches that line. You see it happen there. It didn't happen there, but it usually bounces from that line, either on the top or bottom. So the actual strategy for the US30 that I use is I use it with the Andean Oscillator. Andean Oscillator. And I'll show you how when you set this up for yourself. I changed some settings just to make it look easier for me. When you first load it up, it's going to look like the one there on the bottom, and there's like nothing wrong with it. But I'll go in, and there's 3 parts here. I'll change my bullish here to a bright green, and I'll change my bearish to a bright red, and I'll change the signal to a white. And I'll also bring up the thickness on here too. And that's basically how I set it up. It looks exactly like the top part there. So that's how you set it up. Now, this to me is always like, I look at this like a race to the finish line, okay? So the reason I changed the colors is the green line is the bullish line, the red line is the bearish line, and it's racing to the finish line, which is the white line. So whichever line, the green or the red, is racing to the white line, and whichever one is the closest to the white line is basically the direction of where everything's going. So if you change your mindset into that, it becomes very easy. So with this strategy here, what I want to kind of teach you is what you want to look for is the crosses between the red and the green. And what you want to look for is which one of the lines is getting closer to the finish line. Which one of these lines is getting closer to the white line? Which one's getting closest to the finish line here, which the finish line is the white line. So we have a couple of examples here using the US30 here. You want to focus on the moments the red and the green are crossing, which is right here. And I do all my trades on the hour. So I'm going to outline a couple areas that I see it crossing. So we'll go and look at that. We'll look at this one. We'll look at a couple. We'll look at this one. And let's see if we can find it again. We'll look at this one. And we got to find it again. We'll do it this one. And I'll do 2 more here. We'll look at this one. And then we'll look at one more. We'll look at this one. So we'll look at a couple of these and we'll evaluate the mindset of what you would be doing if you were looking at this when you were trading. So let's look at the first time. Now you want to focus on the cross between the green and the red. So We see it crossing right here. So which one after the cross is closest to the white line? We can see that the green line is closer to the white line than the red line here. So we could see that the bull is winning here. So if the moment when it starts crossing right here, that's the moment to get in. So we could see that the bull is winning at this scenario here. So if we came in right here and we wrote it out, this entire run right here on the hour, just riding it from the cross, and you know, because the market's closed, but it could very much well be continuing on the next day. But basically, you came in here, you wrote it out till here. And this is, from just riding this small little move here, this 4-hour move, this is a 24,000 pip move, which means at a 0.01, just a 0.01 lot size, this is $242. This small move is $242. That's how powerful this move is, this strategy is. So let's look at a couple other examples here. Let's look at this one right here. We see the red line and it crosses right here. So in this scenario, we see that the red is winning in this one. So the bearish is moving at this point. The bearish is winning at this point. So what we want to do is we want to come in right here. Right here is when it crosses. So if we wrote it out, and basically you can write it out till, can't see it, hold on. It comes in, it crosses right here. This is when to get in. It shows, and the whole point of the linear line is you see it with the linear line as well, and you see that your overall direction is down as well. So the reason I had set up for the 90-95 and the linear line is it shows up on that too. So you see it crossing right here, and you can get out when it's touching the linear line. It either touches the linear line, which is probably the best time to exit, or you can follow it on the oscillator here, but you might make more profit when right before it touches the linear line. So focus on the cross with the oscillator and exit with the linear line. So if you focus on that, that would probably bring the best results. But this move right here was 800. This was 80,000 pips. So with a 0.01 lot size, this is $806. You basically turned a penny into $806. So let's double check that real quickly with our calculator. 806.94. Did that at 0.01. Yeah, that's $806. That move right there. So let's look at the next one. Okay, so this next one we see that the red is crossing the green. It's crossing up. So the bearish is winning at this point. So we would enter here. You would enter here, and you also see it happening with the linear line and it transitioning into bearish. You see that happening with the linear line and the 90-95 color-coded EMA. You see that as well. So that's double confirmation there that it's a good trade. So if you wrote this out till it touches the linear line, which is touches it right about here. So it touches the linear line right about here. So this is a 518. No, not 500. This is a 51,000 pip move. So at a 0.01, 518.75, 518.75. At a 0.01, this is $518. You turned 1 penny into $518 within 14 hours. That's how powerful the strategy is. So anyway, let's look at the other ones here. We see it crossing right here. You see, now this one might be tricky for some people because it's kind of like, you know, the green is kind of going straight, but you may not pick on this. That's why you have to have the linear line and everything else set up here. You need to have other confirmations as well. Don't just rely on the Andean oscillator. But you see it crossing right here, so this is the point where you would get in. You get in when it crosses right about here, and you know it's a good trade when you see the linear line crossing through it and the 90-95 is changing to a green. You know this is a good trade. So you ride this out till, well, you can ride it out till it touches the linear line, which is right there, or you can ride it out further if you want. So it's up to you. Up to you how far you want to go on this trade. If you're doing this live, you might get a little nervous and get out maybe here. But anyway, if you rode it all the way up here, this is a 36,000 pip move. So this is 367. This is turning a penny into $367. So do I have any more I want to look at? I think I have two more. So right here we see the red line pushing through the green line. So the red line is winning. The red line is closer to the white line. So we would come in right here. And we know this because the green line is more flat. When it crosses right here, we see the green line is more flat than the red line. The red line has more of a move to it. So that's how we know that this is a good trade. So that the bearish is winning in this scenario. And from the point of the cross, we also see that happening with the linear line because the candles are below the linear line as well. So that's another confirmation. So if we rode this out, we would ride it out till it touches the linear line right about here. So right about here, we see it happening. We see the candles are below the linear line, and we get out when it touches the linear line. So this is a $385 move off of a 0.01. You basically took a penny and you made $366. Now let me see if I have one more. I think I have one more here. I think this is the last one. Then you guys get the general idea. This is going to be a small one. So what happens here, we see the green line's crossing the red line. The red line is more flat in this scenario, so we would say that the green line is winning in this scenario. So we would come in right about here, and we would ride it out until it touches the linear line, which is right about here. So this move is $365 in 14 hours. So if you did a 0.01 lot size, you would be making $365. So this strategy is very, see if I have any more. I can go over some more, but I think you guys get the general idea. This works really well using this strategy for the US30. From what you could tell, you can turn, if you do it right, if you follow these steps, and I'm not responsible for any profit or loss, but if you use the 90-95, the CM EMA trend bar, so you know the direction, the overall direction, and then you have your linear line here as well as the Andean Oscillator, it should bring in some pretty good results, like it has for me. I definitely can't wait for the market to open again. For me, I'll probably be practicing this for a couple more days before I start doing it again for a real live account. So out of everything I've taught on this channel, this is probably going to turn out to be one of my favorite strategies. It's probably going to be the strategy that I use for future videos. So I'll probably be referring to this a lot of times moving on. But anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys in future videos.